So we're in the Stone Cottage studios with the Kind-Hearted Strangers. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
We're excited to have you play some music and talk a little bit about what's happening on the music front for you. I know you've got some new music coming out. Did want to let folks know that we're going to be hosting a live stream with the Kind-Hearted Strangers. And that's going to be on January 21st at 7 p.m. So stay tuned for that. Good opportunity to hear some new music coming out from these folks, and yeah, we'll get back to that, but definitely support music and support this band and check it out. So let's talk about the Kind-Hearted Strangers. How did you guys come together as a band?
Yeah, well, we actually all got together in Boulder. Kevin and I went to college together and kind of met towards the end of that, started playing some music together, and both moved out here. He was in Denver for a little bit, and I moved up to Boulder and met Brian at an open mic night. I was actually there and went right after him, or right before him and his brother. So opened for them, and then hadn't met them at all, and there was kind of a crowd there because he and his brother were crushing it and singing harmonies together. And Brian still kind of has this thing with words where he doesn't totally know all the words, but he
Very much so.
He kind of pointed at me and said, "That guy knows words," like, because the crowd wanted some more music. So we got up there, did a bunch of songs by the band, and there's a sax player. A bunch of people just started joining and played for a little bit, and then kind of after that, we tricked them into being a band with us. So
yeah, my brothers and I are all backup singers and not lead singers. So when we got done, the host of the mic night was he said, "You guys should keep going." And I said, "We're out of words, man." And Mark was sitting in back, and we heard him saying he's playing band tunes, stuff we knew. I said, "But if that guy knows words to songs, then I bet we know the same songs." So he jumped up, and we played for another hour or so. Went to the bar afterwards, and the rest was history. All American Love Story.
There you go.
and then eventually we kind of started playing as this sort of acoustic thing. But Kevin and I definitely wanted to be playing electric guitars, and we knew that Brian knew how to play a real drum set. So eventually we kind of snaked Marshall into joining us and playing bass, and yeah, we've been going at it for a little while now, which has been great.
So how did the name Kind-Hearted Strangers? How did you come up with that?
That's something
awesome.
Mark came up with that. Yeah.
Yeah. That honestly, it kind of started when I first moved here. I got a job working at the Boulder Theater as security, just working in the front door, and something I noticed really quickly was just this response you would get from people. I'd never been in a position like that. I've worked in the music industry in different ways before. But I, just moved to a new place, figured this is a really cool way to see people that I want to meet, like run into all these types of people. And I started realizing if you were just throwing that positive energy at everyone, they would throw it right back at you. And that was completely my experience here, and kind of just got the name out of that. I mean, it was really simple. Like, now we're wearing masks, but these were back in the days of high fives and big hugs. Right. Just walking in and out the front door of a music venue. So
yeah, well, it's true. I mean, my wife said, "God, these guys are so cool. They're so nice, so conversational." So it fits you, and it's a great name.
Thank you.
So we're in masks. We're in this COVID time. How have you guys been dealing with this? What's been the last 3, 4, 5 months?
5, 6, 7.
It's been a while.
Maybe. Yeah. I know these months are clicking by.
Yeah. Kev, do you want to answer that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we when it first started, I guess that was back in March. We were playing. We had a run of shows with a band called the Mammoths, friends of ours from Austin, Texas. So they come up to Colorado a couple times a year, and we usually get together for a run of shows. And we were doing that, and then everything just kind of shut down right in the middle of that.
We actually got stuck up in Steamboat, which ended up being a pretty cool place to get stuck as all that was happening. And then the owner up at Schmiggety's up there, the band the next night couldn't play. So he just said, "You guys want to stay another night and play?" And that was pretty fun because we realized as it was happening that would be kind of
the last hurrah.
Last chance to do it for a while, potentially.
Right. So I mean, since then, though, I mean, really, as far as playing live, I mean, it's been pretty hard to do. Obviously, there's, not really opportunities to do that. So we, took that opportunity to get in the studio, and Marc had written a ton of songs, and we had, kind of just booked some studio time and went in without, having the songs really fleshed out. It was really kind of an organic, really cool experience, just kind of right in the studio. So we went in and over the course of, a couple different weekends, put together solid, 11, 12 tracks. We recorded, actually we probably recorded more than that.
We got 13.
Cut a couple, but so that was, the biggest project that we've really been working on over this whole period of time, ever since March. That's coming soon.
Yeah.
If you want to talk a little more about that, Marc, feel free to.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, this is something we've been wanting to do for a very long time. The nature of this industry right now prior to COVID and stuff, you got to play live. You got to do that a lot. So it becomes kind of difficult to find the time to sit down and try to, for me, it was finishing songs. That first bit of this isolation was like, all right, let's sit down and finish all these things that, had really wanted to. And then still, we couldn't necessarily be together at all the whole time, obviously. I was really happy with how kind of just going into the studio, these guys just crushed it. Having me not giving them much notice. I probably could have sent them some more demo and material and stuff.
Let's talk about it.
We were totally fine.
It turns out they work really well, spur of the moment.
So you wrote some of the songs in the studio. You brought some in that you had written, and then you.
The songs were pretty much done. Marc does most of the writing.
Got it.
Everybody contributes instrumentally, definitely, and then at times with the songs. But if there's a songwriter in the band for this band, it's Marc.
Right.
We got in, and really what we got out of the weekends that we spent was rhythm tracks, and then a lot of guitars. A lot of times you'll start with a rhythm track in the studio. We got through that, and frankly, Marshall, our bass player.
It's Marsh's fine.
Marsh and I had a really good experience with each other. And Marsh, if you want to comment on that, not to get too long-winded about the studio, but
yeah, I don't know. Some of these tracks, we definitely had full demos, and I would work on them at home, be like, yeah, I think this is what I'm gonna play. And then that tweaks a little bit, obviously once you get there and you play with a full band and hear what's going on. Some of the other tracks, Marc just kind of thought it would be a fun thing to experiment on and be like, yo, so this is how this song goes. And that's really exactly what it was. It was a fun experiment that really worked out super well. And it was honestly a really, really fun way to write. And playing bass, it's I don't know, I haven't had an experience where I just click with a drummer 99% of the time. We're writing our own rhythm parts, drums and bass, and we don't even have to talk about it, we just kind of work things out. There'll be times when one of us has an idea and we're like, hey, what if I try this? Does this work? Maybe you could do this. Is that cool? Do you think that sounds good? And we just kind of, it just kind of happens, everything just kind of magically comes together. Being in the with a full band, 50-50, having pre-production done, writing parts, and then the other 50%, not even really hearing the song.
Right.
It just kind of came together, but
yeah, no, I agree.
I think I was afraid we wouldn't do as many songs if I told him how many.
Yeah. Well, what I'm hearing is that, I mean, Marc's written the songs, you come in and the band is really listening to them and coming up with the dynamics, the kind of arrangement, the sound that you're talking about.
Yeah,
And it's
I
just
think Marc
organic
has this,
and really kind of magical when that happens. So during this artist session, we're going to be stripped down a little bit. You guys are going to be playing acoustic guitars.
Sure.
Yeah.
What is what's the box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a cajon.
Cajon.
Which means, in Spanish means box or drawer, depending on what sort of Spanish you're speaking. But yeah, I mean, it's a beatbox is what it is.
Yeah.
It's really simple, and it gives you that bass, and it gives you that snap, and you've got that boom, chick, and you can really do anything with it.
So this is great. We're gonna have kind of maybe the Stone Cottage Studios unplugged, if you will.
Yeah, totally.
Version tonight. So I mean, stick around with us here and listen to these guys play. The live stream again is going to be on the 21st of January, and I think we might have a full kit in here. We might have electric guitar in here.
Oh yeah, we'll have electric
So we're gonna
guitars.
have super cool.
Yeah.
So you'll get a couple of different versions of this band, but we're excited to have you guys in here tonight, actually, and up for the live stream. So
Thank you.
yeah, support local music, support this band, The Kind-Hearted Strangers. You can go to our website. This is a ticketed event. Purchase tickets. We will have some creative bundles in there. Check us out, the Stone Cottage Studios, on the socials, Facebook and Instagram. We've got a YouTube channel that's starting to get some traction, and so stay tuned, and thanks again, guys, and best to everybody, from everybody at the Stone Cottage Studios. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you.
Are we good? Cool.
I'm good.
I can't wait for this to be over. I'll raise my glass. How did we, the people, ever come to this? Waiting for the signal, waiting for the go. We don't have the time for that anymore. Red and blue, red and blue. There's a stranger here among us who feels like I do, standing in the corner by the back of the room, waiting for the signal, waiting for the go. We don't have the time for that anymore. Red and blue, red and blue. Red and blue, red and blue. Quiet won't sustain us. We must talk out loud. If there's no one there to say it, then we make a sound. forget the silence. Welcome to the world. We don't have the time for that anymore. Red and blue, red and blue. I don't care where the jet streets go, being lost in lies and things were so hard to decide what I am to do. Watching my heart turn from red to blue. Feeling lost in the lines, feeling lost in the lines. I can't wait for this to be over. I'll wave my flag.
There's a song in there. Talking at me. Looking at me. That's some 80s shit, dude. That's like some Joe Jackson shit.
All right. This is a song about Brian and all his conspiracy theories.
Wrong. That's not true, guys.
There's something inside of me, I got to know what it is. I'm listening and reading books that were made by the winners of the history. Repeating, bleeding, I can't believe once again it's happening. Repeating, no reason, I can't believe it. Here we are again. And I can't believe that I am the one in a million you choose to believe is the reason. The words that I say have a meaning. I'm on it. There's something beside me, I got to know why it is they're listening and scheming, leaning, cooking up a way that they get to write the history. I'm breathing with reason. The hell do they want with my thoughts? It's a mystery. And I can't believe that I am the one in a million you choose to believe is the reason. The words that I say have a meaning. I'm on it. How'd you know I'd like that? How'd you know I'd like that? There's something inside of me, I got to know what it is. 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 And I can't believe that I am the one in a million you choose to believe is the reason. The words that I say have a meaning. I'm on it.
I want to be like,
That one's
hey.
hey. That one's called The Egoist. Like ego? No, that's not true. Ego is two G's.
Like if you have an ego
Yeah, no, just
and then you
EGOIST.
that type.
Yep. The Egoist. 2 words, yeah. Thanks. That was fun. That's a song about, I guess we'll get to this later, but it's about conspiracy theories. People who believe conspiracy theories. It's about those people.
jumping like a getaway, looking for the exit sign. I don't wanna lose my mind. Going free, knowing what's ahead of me. Even if the wheels break down, I could never turn around. Lorelei, heaven forsake thee. You're driving me crazy over the edge and out of my mind. She's my day, even when I dream at night. We travel all across this world just to see the stars from different places. Spent so many days racing around to earn me $1 to pay someone else. Well, all of the miles and the days in between, simply wondering. Lorelei, heaven forsake thee. You're driving me crazy over the edge and out of my How could I ever stop going with a heart that's still growing, doing its best just to make friends with time?